Alright, so this video today is going to be a haul video, and we are going to talk about everything that we got these past 2 days at the Goodwill. So I'm going to talk about everything I got, what I paid for it, and what I can expect to get for it on eBay. If you'd like to see what this stuff actually sells for, you can check out our eBay link down in the description, and you can sort by sold. Or you can just follow along on our auctions and see what this stuff sells for. That's usually what I suggest, because a lot of people are like, okay, but what does it actually sell for? Feel free to find out for yourself. But we're going to go through this stuff real quick. It doesn't seem like a lot. I mean, when I was pushing around that really like overflowing cart, it felt like a lot more. But clearly, I guess it was just those big items, which I don't actually have here. I did not grab the big items for the haul. I just grabbed the little tiny items. But yeah, let's get through this stuff. I think I'm going to start with what's right in front of me, I guess. So we've got these two pieces right here. These are more than likely 1970s. They're those big-eyed girls that were made popular by an artist by the name of Keen. She did a lot of these big-eyed girls, and Sue has talked before about that particular artist. I believe her husband actually took credit for her work for the longest time, and then it came out that she was actually the one painting these really big-eyed girls. But these are not by Keen. These are actually signed Ward, and I'm not familiar with the artist Ward. I don't know who that is, but these girls have those typical big-eyed looks. This one was $2.99. This one was $2.99. And, I mean, what more is there? This one's got a bird on it, so that's exciting. I would expect probably to get $15 to $20 each for these. I would probably sell them separately because they're both different. This one is a kitten playing with the yarn that she's knitting, and like I said, this one, it has a bird cage, and the little bird is kind of peeking out of the bottom there, so I like those. I could not find any comps on them, so that's why that is a guess. That's what I'm guessing I can get for those. Here we've got this piece. Now, I wasn't sure if this was possibly an ashtray. There is no little slot for a cigarette, so I'm not sure if it's an ashtray or it's a trinket dish, but it is marked on the bottom. Unfortunately, I can't read it except to say that it is hand painted. It does say Royal something. I paid $1.99 for this piece. I would probably expect to get $18 to $24 for this. There are no chips, no cracks, and it is really nicely hand painted. But it is only half hand painted. It is a little bit of transfer, so it's a really nice piece. I like that, and it is kind of a dish, so you could actually use it as a trinket dish and just, you know, drop earrings or jewelry in there. So that's really nice. Now at the other Goodwill, the one right down the road, I actually picked up this piece, which had a price of $1.99 on it. This one's a little bit different. This one actually has slots in it. And to be honest, I'm not sure what this one would be used for. The slots kind of threw me off a little. I don't know what those slots are for. This one is not marked, so I'm not sure who makes this. I would probably say Austria, possibly. Could be made in Austria. But I like the design on it. I like the big florals and that gold border. So not knowing what this is, I would probably expect $15 to $20 for it, just as a trinket dish. But, you know, if it could be some rare piece, then maybe it could be worth more. But I'm not exactly sure its purpose. I just thought it looked like the other one. And I'm like, oh, look, they go together. This piece right here, you know, I don't normally pick up modern pieces. So this was kind of weird. It was weird for me. Maybe it was weird for you. But this piece right here is Pottery Barn. And if you watched my house tour and I showed you my living room, I have a Pottery Barn sectional couch. And we got it for $500 used off of, I think, Craigslist, maybe Facebook Marketplace. And the couch new actually sells for $5,000. So I was like super excited. So Pottery Barn is a really good brand. Their stuff sells for good money. And so I saw Pottery Barn on there and I thought, you know, that could be worth some money. So I did look up comps on this, and this piece does sell for about $20, which is great. And that was even post Easter. So I imagine around Easter it would probably sell for a little bit more. Some of their rabbit pieces sold for upwards of $100. So that's something I'm definitely going to continue to look for. The larger rabbit pieces were the ones that were selling for more money. So definitely going to be looking for those. Now this piece right here, I liked the design on it. It's got a tulip design on it. Now it is a satin glass, and by that I mean that it has this frosted glass. And unfortunately, the frosted glass does have a tendency to get scuffs and to get scratches that are sometimes difficult to remove. I'm afraid some of the scuffs and scratches on this piece are probably going to be impossible to remove. But I just really liked the design on this piece. The back was a little perplexing to me. I don't know what bled means, and I'm assuming this is a signature for whoever put the design on it. But I did like this, and I didn't know if it was for candles or if it was actually for a vase, because I thought, you know, that might look pretty if you put a candle in it, just the light shining through, kind of like a stained glass effect. But for this piece, I would probably expect to get, I want to say $20. But I don't know, maybe this person who made it, maybe they actually fetched more money. I'm not sure. I couldn't find their name anywhere, so I'm just going off the fact that it's a pretty vase, and that's what I'm basing my assumptions on. Now this guy, you're probably like, why is she buying that? I got one of these out of the bins before, and I just got it out of the bins kind of as a joke the last time, and my viewers went crazy for it. It was this exact same little skeleton, and he's completely, you can move his arms and his legs, and I think his head moves too. Yeah, you can turn his head. And I got one of these out of the bins once, and my viewers just went nuts. And so I saw him at the Goodwill, and I thought, you know, I should pick that up. So I did. Somebody made him into a pirate, but he was really cool. I think our last one sold for like, I want to say $20, which I thought was a little crazy. I don't know.
Fun.
Isn't he neat?
Why are we selling him? He's a pirate.
I do. This is like the same when I bring home art glass, and I'm like, I can't let Ashton see this because it's never going to get sold. And I knew that if you saw the little pirate skeleton, you wouldn't want to sell him.
No, you can sell it.
Why are we selling him? He's a pirate. All he needs is a little parrot on his shoulder, and he would be perfect. Oh, he is cool. But, yeah, so little skeleton had to come with us. I think he's more like Halloween decor. And as I recall, the last time we sold the last one, I believe it was around Halloween. And I think that's why it did so well. And you guys see us buy stuff and hold it back and don't necessarily sell it right away. And we'll say, oh, we're holding this back for Christmas, or oh, we're holding this back for Easter. And that's because a lot of these pieces do better around that time. And this is one of those pieces where it's like, do we hold it back for Halloween? I don't know. We'll probably just get rid of it. We're pro listing and just keeping stuff moving. So here we've got, this was actually pretty fun to spot on the shelf. This right here. So this is copper luster. You know, you hear us talk about peach luster a lot. Oh, I'm gonna have to run that up under warm water. You hear us talk a lot about peach luster. We've got blue luster. This is copper luster, and a lot of the times this is English copper luster. It's a lot of the times from England. You've seen the big pictures that we come across. These are just little teacups, obviously. They're actually marked on the bottom. A lot of the times they're not marked, but these ones are marked Knight, Son and Company, made in England, old lusterware. So I grabbed these just because they were copper luster, and they were $1.99, and that was a great price for them. So I would probably expect like $10 a piece for them, as long as when I get all the tape off, I find no chips or cracks. That is the key. So a lot of the times I'll get them apart and there will be little chips and cracks on them, but we'll see. I guess we should talk about this beautiful piece. This got me so excited. I just about died. I mean, I'd walked by the vases 10 times and looked at them. And then the last time I'm walking by, I kind of dug down and there was one in the back. It's hidden in the back. And I don't think it was there the last time. But this is stretch glass. And my viewers actually taught me to look for stretch glass and actually do a little research on stretch glass and find out what it is. Because you guys know I look for carnival glass. And I didn't know a thing about stretch glass until my viewers pointed out a console bowl that was actually stretch glass. I think I just had a bug on me. Bug. Oh my gosh. You guys are probably watching the video, watching a spider crawl all over my arm. That's happened before, actually. But anyway, so that's how I knew what this was. And the stretch glass actually sometimes has stretch marks, which this piece does. And the difference between stretch glass and carnival glass is that carnival glass usually has a shiny iridescence to it. Now, stretch glass, they would add the they would make it iridescence. They would add that to it, right? And then they would reheat it, and it would get this matte looking finish, okay? But the carnival glass, they didn't reheat, and so that's why it's shiny, if that makes sense. This is me like trying to explain things to you. I'm not very good at it. So that's kind of the difference between the stretch glass and the carnival glass. It's kind of the same process, but different in that this is reheated and carnival glass is not. Stretch glass came about in about 1916, and it was really popular in the 1920s, so right around that Art Deco era. There were a couple companies making blue. Northwood was making like a sapphire blue, I think they called it, and Fenton's blue was called Celeste blue. So when I first found this in the Goodwill, I thought, is that Celeste blue? And I think I actually called it Celeste blue. I cannot find another piece like this, so I'm not sure who makes it. It's definitely blue, but I'm not sure which company makes it. Oh, by the way, I only paid $1 for it. Some of these pieces can fetch really good money. I saw the Northwood drapes piece went for over $100. This piece was more than likely blown in mold, so it wasn't completely blown, but you can see it has some mold marks here. So I'm assuming it was blown in mold, and it actually has some manufacturer defects here. Let me stand up and show you. You can see here the manufacturer defects around the bottom. They're not chips, but they happened in the manufacturer process. So there are no chips or cracks. $1, I'm so thrilled with that. This is just like, this was amazing. So I'm gonna have to do a little more research on this piece to try to find the maker. It's just, that was probably a very thrilling, it was a very thrilling moment for me at the Goodwill that day. That doesn't happen every day. Some days it's like, am I gonna leave here with anything? Really? We got these two little guys. They are slightly different, but both are scribbled out on the bottom. So unfortunately, I did try the hand sanitizer trick. Some of you had suggested using hand sanitizer to try to get the Sharpie off of the bottom. Now, I did try like tilting them in the light, and it does look like it says Syracuse. I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't say that. It does look like it says Syracuse. I mean, like, of all the Czech pottery that I show you guys, I mean, this is what it looks like. So I'm very confused. I paid $1 each for these. They're really nice candlesticks. They don't match completely, but they're both colorful. I love the design. For the pair of them, and I would more than likely sell them as a pair, I would expect $18 to $24 for the pair. No chips or cracks either, which was really surprising. Walter must be watching your show. I grabbed this right here. It's obviously a craft piece, and it was a plastic board, and somebody just crafted it. But I loved the flowers, and I thought it was neat, and I thought, if I don't sell that, I'm probably going to use it at my house just because I thought it was adorable. I paid 99 cents for this. I would expect like $8 to $12. I mean, I wouldn't expect it to go for a whole lot of money, but I thought it was a nice little piece, so I grabbed that. We've got these two pieces, and I didn't actually look them up before I started the video, so I'm not sure how much I could get for these. Obviously, this one is very specific. This is West York Bulldogs. West York is an area here, the high school, I believe, is the West York Bulldogs. So this is going to be very specific to our area, and selling this is probably going to be a little bit more difficult. I paid $1.99 for this. And my thought process with this was, well, I got the other one. I'll just, I'll buy it. So I'm not sure how well this one is going to sell. I paid $1.99 for it. I figured chances are I could find someone to, buy that and put it in their hands so it wouldn't end up at the Goodwill bins and possibly being lost forever, Somebody's going to see that and be like, oh, I played on the West York Bulldogs and I would love to have that mug, even if they only pay $2 for it, at least it goes into somebody's hands who's going to appreciate it. This piece right here, this is Maple Donuts. This is an advertising piece. I thought this would have a broader audience. It was never used just as I had assumed, and the viewers kind of pointed out as well, this would stick to your dashboard and you could drive around with your coffee. And I wouldn't really recommend that, though. I feel like that's probably not a safe thing to do these days. Probably not recommended, but it was never used. So for this right here, I would probably expect $8 to $12. I did not look up comps on this, but I paid $2 for it. Let's skip to this guy. So yes, I was gonna say, I thought I had 2 of those. That one's sitting up there. I found this one for $1.99, and then this one showed up on the shelf. See, that's how it worked, finding pairs. Casey loves mushrooms, so I grabbed these thinking of Casey. They actually are different. I didn't realize that. But they are 2 separate mushroom plaques. So, if I was to sell these, I would think they would do like $12 each. Although mushrooms are pretty popular for decorating, so I don't know, maybe they could do better than that. We've got this guy. Okay, so we come across the owls all the time. The little owls. This guy's an elephant. And unfortunately, it was single. I could not find the other one. I was so bummed out. I don't know if I would have stuck around longer if the other one would have showed up. But he even got a little tail here. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a little leather strip. The smallest little leather strip is a tail. Super cute. But it is a bookend. It's a single bookend. But he's just a little elephant. He was really cute. And normally, like I said, normally when we find these, they're owls. So I paid 99 cents for this. I would probably, because he's an elephant, even though he's a single, I would expect probably get $15 to $20 for this. Because elephants sell. Let's talk about Santa Claus. Now, I walked by this the first time. I did walk by this the first time, and I even saw it the first time. And I thought, Then I walked by it the second time, and I kind of did a double take, and I thought, wait a second. And I picked it up and I turned it over and it says Eldrith 2008. It does say RW, which I'm assuming stands for redware because this is one of their redware pieces. They didn't do all redware, but they did have redware pieces and I've sold them before. I like their redware pieces personally, but this is obviously like an old time Santa. Some of their Santas sell super well around Christmas. So this is one of those pieces similar to the skeleton that we are probably going to hold on to until Christmas. But there are no chips or cracks or damage on him, and he's just fantastic. I would probably expect to get $60 for him. Maybe a little bit more around Christmas time. But that was fantastic. I can't believe I walked by him and just was eh. And then it just like clicked the second time. I'm like, wait a second. I know what that is. Oh, gosh. I'm just glad it was there the second time. This piece right here, I paid $3.99 for. So this company is Ungmok. I just butchered that. It's UPCO, Upco, $3.99. We've actually bought and sold pieces like this before. They're kind of crude. Usually when I find them, they're like usually like a little off kilter, and the stripes don't always match up. But these planters will typically sell for $20 to $25. So I grabbed this guy. Paid $3.99 for him. They're like mid-century. I believe they're out of California. I think they're out of California. Let's talk about this. So I paid 99 cents for this. I suspect it is just a decorative piece. I don't think it's anything special, but I liked the shape of it. It was 99 cents. The bottom is black. I don't know if you can see that. The bottom is black, like charred. So that made me think that this could be a raku that they may have fired and it turned black. Unfortunately, there is a chip here on the top, and but there is crazing as well. I don't know if it was just made to look old or I don't know, but I liked the shape of it. I thought it was interesting. So paid 99 cents for that. I would expect 8 to 12. Just for stylistically, it's a nice piece. Let's talk about this here. This was interesting. Paid $2.99 for this. Now, I almost wondered if this had been left over from the last time we were there when we picked up all of that tribal stuff, because it is kind of tribal themed. I just absolutely love it. It looks like 3 people, and they have instruments of some sort, I believe. But there are fish on the sides, and I love the cutout. I just think it's a great piece. I paid $2.99 for this. I would probably expect $25 to $30 for this. I think it's a great piece. Unfortunately, if you see here, some of the gold is worn off right there, but that's an interesting piece. I really like that. I still can't get those flowers. The whole video I filmed at the Goodwill, I'm trying to yank those flowers out. It doesn't matter now though, because I'm going to show you. This actually broke in transit. It got a chip in it, which kind of sucks. I paid $2 for it. The bottom says Man, M-A-N-N. So this was more than likely Lipper and Man. I'm assuming that's an assumption, just because I can't believe it broke. Yeah, this is 1,000 Butterflies. 1,000 Butterflies is actually a pattern. Like, you've got Rose Medallion, you've got Cabbage Leaf, and you've got 1,000 Butterflies. So I think this is kind of just their interpretation of 1,000 Butterflies. There are not 1,000 butterflies on this vase. I can tell you that right now. I could probably count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 butterflies on this vase. Not even close to 1,000. So they lied. But the Lipper and Man vases, they typically sell for like 10 to 12. So I'm not heartbroken that it's chipped. I mean, I'm a little bummed because I did like it. I thought it was real colorful and pretty, but it is what it is. Turn it. Sometimes there are casualties in transportation, and it sucks. This book, I had told you I got this for the kids. One of my favorite books as a kid was The Giving Tree. And so this was also one of my favorites, by Shel Silverstein. Now, speaking of shells, see how I did that? We got these. These are tree toppers, and they are made of capice shells. I think that's how you say that. I took a gamble on these. And I can tell you why I took a gamble on these. I took a gamble on these because the capice shell lamps, the hanging lamps, can do really well, especially if they're mid-century in design. They can sell for $150 to $250, sometimes more, depending on how big they are. So I decided to take a chance on these. They sell for like $15 to $25. They're not that great, and sometimes in lots they sell for $15 to $25. So I took a chance. I only paid $2, so I'm gonna make a little bit of money, but they're nowhere near as valuable as the lamps that I had in my head when I was like, those could do pretty well. I'm gonna take a chance on those, So, I kind of paid to learn, but I didn't actually pay to learn. I just took a chance, and it worked out, so that was good. But I think that's pretty much everything. I think we got through everything. That's crazy. That went really fast. These go like really fast when I just keep talking and don't stop, Oh wait, I lied. We've got one more thing. We almost missed it. This piece right here, I did not actually peel the tag. Let's do that now. Oh gosh, I hate peeling off tags. It's the worst. I paid 99 cents for this. I don't even feel like I need to peel off the tag, to be honest, because I feel like, oh, I do need to peel off the tag because it doesn't say what I thought that it said. When I bought this, I thought that it was Limoges, but now that I've peeled the tag, I paid 99 cents for it. It is actually Nippon, which isn't the end of the world. I bought it because I liked it stylistically. It is white. It has a simple gold line. It's elegant, probably just a little trinket jar, but I liked it. It would look cute in a little bathroom, but I paid 99 cents for this. I would expect $8 to $12 for this. Maybe a little bit more, but unfortunately there is a little itty bitty chip on the bottom, so I think I'll do it right on that. But anyway, this is everything that I got these past 2 days at the Goodwill, not including that giant print with ink that's still in the trunk of my car, and that weird like giant chimney thing that's still in the back of my car. I got to figure out what to do with those. But yes, those were still in my car. But for the most part, this is everything that I got. And I think I'm going to do pretty well on it. I'm pretty pleased with everything I got. I think my two favorite items are the Santa and the stretch glass vase. And yeah, we did well. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later. My family calls it my superpower. It's my ability to see value in things that other people might overlook.